My child, do you want to cry tomorrow? I am seriously asking you, do you want to cry tomorrow? If not, then listen to me carefully, and at least for 5 minutes straight. Child, listen to me now, my child. Sit with these words for 5 minutes and let them sink into the quiet part of you that still knows how to breathe. I see the weight you carry. I have seen every night you stayed awake. I have heard the small, sharp sounds of your heart. When fear presses close, I know how many times you have tried to be brave and how many times you have felt you failed. None of that surprises me. None of that makes you less loved. You are not a mistake. Every part of you matters to me. Do you want to cry tomorrow because someone told you you were not enough? Do you want to cry because a plan fell apart? Because a promise was broken? Because the road looks too long? If your answer is no, then breathe with me now. Feel the breath, moving in and out. Remember that breath is a promise I placed in you, small and steady and true. When you feel like you will drown in tomorrow, return to that breath. It will not solve everything, but it will remind you that you are still here and that presence is the first place where change can begin. Listen, pain is real. It is sharp and it stings. Grief is honest and heavy. Do not pretend otherwise. I do not want you to pretend. Cry if you must. Tears are not weakness. They are a language of the soul that says, "This hurts." But do not let tomorrow be only that hurt. Let tomorrow also hold one small decision in it, the decision to move, however slightly, toward healing. Start small. Tomorrow, do one thing that protects your heart. It can be tiny. Make your bed. Step outside for 5 minutes. Drink a full glass of water and tell yourself, "I am taking care of me." These small acts are not trivial. They are the first bricks you lay when you begin to rebuild a life that was shaken. I built the world out of simple words and then little actions. You can do the same. Do not carry shame as if it were a blanket you must wear forever. Shame says you are broken beyond repair. It lies. I have made you with hands that know how to mend. Mistakes do not mark you for eternal failure. They mark you as a learner. Confess the small things to someone you trust, or to me in the quiet. Speaking the hurt aloud shrinks it. Isolation swells it until you cannot breathe. Reach out. A hand offered toward you is not a burden on the other. It is a blessing to both of you. If you fear judgment, remember I am not keeping a ledger of your faults. I see your struggles, and I also see your attempts. I notice when you try. I notice when you stop trying and when you start again. I measure love differently than the world measures success. My scales weigh kindness, honesty, courage, and the willingness to rise. I will help you carry burdens. When you ask, asking is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of wisdom. Be gentle with your mind. The mind can tell stories that are cruel and convincing. When it whispers, "You are worthless," challenge that voice with facts. Who has loved you? Who has smiled because of you? What small joys have you given another? Facts are stubborn, and they cut through the fog of lies. Write them down if you must. Keep a small list of truths you can hold like stones when storms come. When you cannot find a pen, speak them softly into the air. I hear them, whether spoken or not. Do not trade short comfort for long pain. Numbing can be tempting. It promises to stop the quick pain, but it also hides the chance to learn and to grow. Face the hurt with a steady heart. Let friends, counselors, or wise elders help you. Carry what you cannot yet carry alone. There is strength in asking for guidance. Pride that pretends to be strong is often simply fear of being known. Let yourself be known, gently and safely. Remember, my child, that your life has meaning beyond what you can see now. Meaning does not always arrive as a flash of purpose. Sometimes it arrives as small, patient work, showing up for someone who needs company, finishing what you started, refusing to spread cruelty. These acts are threads. They stitch together a life that will one day make sense. Even if today it looks like a scattered pile of cloth, trust the slow work of growth. Be brave enough to be honest with yourself. Name what hurts. Name what you are afraid of losing. Name the things you want that you have not allowed yourself to ask for. Honesty is the lamp that shows the next step. Without it, you stumble. In the dark, with it, you can begin to choose differently. Forgive where you can. Not because the person who hurt you deserves it always, but because forgiveness unties the chains around your own feet. Forgiveness is for the forgiver more than the forgiven. It does not always mean you must stay close to the person who caused you pain. Forgiveness can be a quiet letting go, a release you make to protect your own heart. Hold boundaries when you need them. Boundaries are not walls against love. They are fences that keep your garden safe. Learn to choose hope again. Hope is not a naive belief that everything will be perfect. Hope is a small, honest decision to keep walking toward the light when the path is hard. Hope looks for the next good thing and plans for it. Hope makes room in your day for a single good act. Tomorrow, plan something hopeful. A call to a friend, a short walk, a page of a book, a single step that says, I will try. Do not measure your value by what you produce. Your worth is not a number, a title, or an achievement. You are beloved because I look at you and say, this is mine. Rest in that when the world shouts otherwise. Choose rest without guilt. Rest is not idleness. It is a necessary part of your health. Sleep well. Let your body recover. Give your mind space to breathe. Rest makes courage possible for tomorrow. Be present to the small graces. They are everywhere if you let your eyes see them. The warmth of sunlight on your hand, the sound of rain, the taste of bread, the crooked smile of a neighbor. These small things are not fillers. They are life shining through the cracks. Learn to notice them. Gratitude will not erase pain, but it will open a window in your heart where fresh air can come in. Practice kindness. Be merciful to others and to yourself. Kindness is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is a patient word, a quiet look, a short text that says, I see you. These small mercies help the world become gentler. And when you are kind, you remind yourself of who you are at your best. Choose your company carefully. People shape us more than we often notice. Spend time with those who enlarge your heart, not those who shrink it. Those who mock your faith, your attempts, or your small steps are not helping. Choose friends who can be honest with you and also tender. Friendship is a mirror. Find mirrors that reflect your dignity back to you. Let me into the messy places. You do not have to clean everything before you come. I understand the mess. Bring the mess. Speak to me as you are. I do not need eloquence. I need honesty. Tell me your fears, your anger, your confusion. Even rage can be a prayer. I can hold it without being surprised. I will not turn away from what you are willing to show me. Learn to be content with imperfect progress. You will stumble. You will fail in ways that feel large. But each time you get up again, you add a line to a story of perseverance. Perseverance is quiet, steady, and often unnoticed. It is also one of the most beautiful parts of life. I notice it. Others notice it even if they do not say so. Do not compare your journey to another's highlight reel. People often show what they want you to see. You do not see their nights or their silent battles. Comparison steals joy and makes you forget the unique path I have for you. Your calling is not a copy of someone else's. It is uniquely shaped by your wounds, your gifts, and your small decisions. Choose truth over comfort. Some comforts are honest and holy. Others are hollow distractions. When a choice asks you to betray your inner truth for a quick ease, step back. Say no where you need to. Saying no protects the yes that matters. The yes that changes a life is often guarded by many small no's that protect it. Learn to work with your hands and with your heart. Create, even small creative acts. Cooking a simple meal, drawing a line, planting a seed, connect you to the world. In a deep way, creation is a conversation with the life that made you. When you shape something and release it into the world, you practice the generous motion that made the universe. When fear tells you you cannot, remember that fear is not a prophet. It is an alarm. Listen to it, but do not let it choose for you. Act in spite of fear? Sometimes. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move through fear, because something else is more important. Tend to your soul like a garden. Pull the weeds of anger and envy. Water the seeds of gratitude and compassion. Prune. What takes energy for no fruit? Gardens need seasons. Do not expect constant bloom. Winters come, but remember, the root remains. When spring returns, tender green will follow. Build routines that support you. Humans are creatures of habit. A small morning prayer, a short walk, a steady mealtime. These rhythms steady your heart. When the world shakes, routines are an anchor. Choose routines that honor your body and your mind. Allow yourself to be surprised by joy. Sometimes joy will come like a small bird into a quiet room, unexpected and light. Do not dismiss it, because sorrow sits nearby. Joy and sorrow can live in the same house. Let joy in whenever it knocks. It will help you carry the sorrow with less burden. Remember that trouble does not reach me first. I have already been there. I know the faces of your pain. Nothing surprises me about where you hurt. Because I have been with you in the valley, I can walk beside you there. My words tell you how I walked with others before you. They tell you how I carried those who could not carry themselves. They tell you how I turned mourning into dancing little by little, when hearts were ready to trust again. Do not look at my words as a magic charm that makes life easy. They are not a fast fix that removes every thorn. Instead, think of them as the strong rope you find in the dark. When your foot slips, grip the rope. Let it hold you. My words teach steady things, to lean, to wait, to act, and to forgive. Each lesson is a step, not a leap. You do not have to do everything. At once, take one step, then another. Tomorrow, your fear will likely speak loudly. It may say, "What if I fail?" Or "What if love leaves?" Or "What if the need is more than I can carry?" Answer those fears with what I have spoken. Tell them, "I am with you. I will not leave you." Repeat those words until fear grows tired and my promise feels truer than the doubt. Let my voice drown out the false prophets of anxiety that live inside your head. Sorrow will come for many reasons. You may lose something dear. A job, a relationship, a dream. Grief will press on you like heavy weather. Allow the grief to be real. Crying is not a sign that you have failed. It is a sign that you are human, and I honor that. But also remember my promise that sorrow is not the final word. I have set a pattern in the world. Seasons change. Seed falls into the ground, and then, in time, green rises. Trust that pattern. Let grief do its work, and do not be quick to bury the hope I have placed in you. When you feel alone, remember that my presence is a promise, not a theory. I am nearer than the breath in your lungs. Sometimes you will not feel me. Feelings are not always faithful mirrors of truth. When you do not feel me, act on my words. Anyway, speak to me. Read my words aloud. Sing the small songs you know. Habit makes faith lived more than faith felt. Build the habit of coming into my presence. Even when feeling is far away, in time, feeling follows faithful action. Use my word as a weapon, not to fight people, but to fight the lies that try to rule you. When the lie says, you are worthless, answer with truth, you are loved. When the lie says, you must prove yourself, answer with truth, you are already known. My words cut like a clear light through the fog of lies. They separate thought that will harm from thought that will heal. Carry them close, memorize short lines that you can hold like stones when the ground shakes. Do not neglect prayer. Prayer is not a list you recite to move me. It is a conversation we keep. Tell me the small details. I like hearing about your lunch, your worry, the neighbor who needs a word, the thing that made you laugh. Small things matter because you matter. Pray with honesty. Say what is ugly and what is lovely. I can hold both. Prayer softens you where pride once hardened you. Prayer trains your heart to see what matters. In prayer you learn patience, and patience will carry you through many tomorrows. Place my words in your mouth and in your hands. Let them shape your decisions. When you must choose, ask what is loving, what is true, and listen for my quiet voice. My direction often comes as a calm sense in your chest, a clarity in your mind, or a gentle nudge from those who know you well. I do not always shout. My guidance often comes as a clear next step that looks small, but keeps you moving. In my way. Find community. Troubles were not meant to be carried alone. When others gather in my name, strength multiplies. Do not think that asking for help is weakness. It is wisdom. Sit with people whose words line up with mine. Let them carry what you cannot carry. Be honest about your need. Let there be a place where you can say, I am tired, and someone answers. Then rest here. Community is not only to receive, it is to give. Even in suffering, you can offer a small kindness, and that giving will renew your own heart. Use my stories, the stories I gave to the world, as maps. Watch how people before you walked through fear, betrayal, defeat, and deep sorrow. Watch how they faltered and how they rose. See how I met them in their weakness. My stories are blueprints of mercy. They teach patience and courage. When you read them, you do not only remember the past, you practice a future shaped by the same love. Remember my promises about provision. When worry whispers, where will the bread come from? Recall that I am the one who feeds birds and clothes wildflowers. My care is not always dramatic, but it is certain. Seek first what is necessary. Ask for wisdom. Sometimes provision comes as a new door. Sometimes it comes as a timely helping hand. Sometimes it comes as a strength to keep a job you already have. Trust me to provide in ways you do not yet see. Learn to rest. Rest is not an indulgence. It is part of my design. When you rest, you honor the limits I placed in creation. Rest renews judgment, patience, and strength. Let sleep be a practice of trust. Let Sabbath be a habit of remembering that life is not only tasks, it is relationship. Rest will help you face tomorrow with clearer eyes. Use memory of my faithfulness as medicine. Remember the times one had have come through before. Call them up, like old letters of encouragement. Your memory is a reservoir you can draw from when dry spells come. When you forget, allow others to remind you. Do not be ashamed to say, I need a reminder of who you have been. People who love you will gladly hold those memories for you. When the noise of tomorrow is loud, find silence. Solitude is not the same as loneliness. It is a chosen quiet, where you can hear my whisper. In silence, the heart learns which storms are worth battling and which are to be watched from a safe place. Practice silence as a discipline. Set aside short times to be alone with me and with your breath. Keep small rituals that remind you of love. A morning breath prayer, a candle at night, a bowl of fruit shared with a neighbor. These small acts anchor the soul. Rituals mark the rhythm of life and remind you that even when the world is chaotic, you are part of a larger order. Pray for courage to keep doing the next right thing. Most of life is made of small, steady choices. Choose to be kind, to be honest, to stand, to rest, to forgive, and to love. These choices pile up, and over time they become a life of meaning. Remember that my love is not earned by performance. You do not have to be flawless to be loved. You are not a project to be completed before love can come. You are already loved. Let that truth sink into your bones. When you believe it, your hands loosen, and you can rest and act from abundance rather than from fear. Let hope be the song you hum. When you walk, sing small lines of praise. When you can, praise transforms the small things into windows of grace. Even in hardship, praise finds what is good. When you name the good, you invite more of it. And finally, know this deeply. No trouble you face tomorrow can separate you from my care. Not failure, not fear, not loss, not loneliness. I am a constant companion. When the road is steep, my word will be a steady step. When the night is long, my promise will be a lamp. When your soul shakes, my voice will be the calm that steadies you. Trust me in the small things and in the great. Cling to them as children cling to a parent in a storm. Breathe with me now. Take a slow breath in, then out. When trouble comes tomorrow, return to that breath. Let my words fill you. Let the small acts of care you choose be the first stones of a new path. You will not walk it alone. I am walking there now, ahead of you, beside you, behind you. Take my hand and move forward, one steady step at a time. Amen.